One thing that I know for sure about creating art is it is one of the most human things that we do. I think for as long as we have been people, we've been making art. We've been telling stories and making music and drawing things and writing things. And so I think what I know myself for sure about making art is that it's essential to being a person. It's essential to what we do and how we function as a society. Hi, my name is Mia Chinelli. I'm an associate professor of art studio and digital design here at the University of Kentucky. Northern Michigan University, where I studied graphic communication in Northern Michigan University School of Art and Design. So I studied to become a graphic designer. And while I was there, I was involved in student groups and exhibited my art, and then worked in my last half of college as a graphic designer, both part-time and full-time, as an in-house designer. So I made posters and brochures and logos, and it was incredibly fun. And after that, I went to graduate school at the University of Michigan, where I earned my MFA, which is the terminal degree in art, and then I became a professor. So all through that time, I have been freelancing, which is when a designer works with an individual or a company kind of on their own, rather than through an agency or through another company. So I've been working as a designer the whole time, and that's how I got where I am. So I chose to become an artist because I think it's the most fun thing to do. I think that people are naturally creative, even if they say that they aren't. And I think it's wonderful to be able to visually problem solve. And as I thought about what it is I wanted to do, when I grew up, I of course explored different things. I really loved creative writing when I was a kid. When I was a high schooler, I worked in costume design for a local theater, which was incredibly fun. But then I also found that I really liked doing the posters for the events. And so when it came time to, study in college, I thought about what I wanted to do and how I could do the kind of creative things I wanted to do with the skills that I had and the skills that I wanted to learn. So I became a graphic designer, but I'm an artist and designer. So I work both with clients and I work in an expressive way to show my work through exhibitions. So it is possible and exciting to do both. Advice that I would give to someone who's interested in studying art beyond high school is, while you're in high school, take advantage of all the opportunities that you have. If you can take an art class, if you can learn how to make art at a local community center, if you can put art in a local art show, if you can design the posters for the local bands, take those opportunities now and then apply to college. Think about where you might want to study, who has a program that fits your goals, who might you want to work with, and where's going to be a good fit for you. I think having an advanced degree has really made an enormous difference in my life, both in terms of my skill as an artist and designer, and my ability to think critically about the work that I'm making. One thing that I wish I would have learned earlier is that you have to play to win. What I mean by that is that there can be a lot of rejection in art, and there can be a lot of fear of failure in art, where you don't try to be in an exhibition, or you don't try a new medium, or you don't try a new way of working because you're really afraid that it won't work out. And no one likes to be told no, right? No one likes to say, you didn't get into this exhibition, or your work didn't make the cut for this. But the reality is you can't be afraid of that. You have to try anyway. And that's the only way to grow as an artist, is to not be afraid of that kind of rejection or that kind of failure, and to really, what we say in School of Art and Visual Studies, is fail forward. If something didn't work, how can you redo it? How can you learn from it? How can you regroup? Because the worst thing you can do is fail and say, I'm never doing that again. And while sometimes that is the natural result, more often than not creatively, you can go, how can I do this better? How can I do this differently? So I think I would tell a younger version of myself, don't be afraid to try. The worst case that happens is it doesn't work. My top tips for building a portfolio is take it seriously. Your portfolio is how people are going to see and experience your work. So with that, only include your best work. Don't include anything that's iffy or isn't well made or you're not sure about. Only include things that you really love and showcase your skills as an artist or a designer. Another recommendation I would have for making a portfolio is tailor the works in your portfolio to the opportunity. Read through, if it's a grant, if it's an exhibition, if it's a school, what are they looking for? and order your work in a way that's intentional. Start with your best work. Showcase what you do really well first, and then layer the other good things, and then end with something spectacular as well. Also, another tip for creating a great portfolio is contextualize it. If you make an incredible painting and it uses a specific material, tell people what the material is. Tell people how it was made. Let people know, even in a brief way, what it's about. Because if someone sees a single image but doesn't know anything about it, how are they going to know the story of your art? Another tip I would say for portfolios is it always has to be quality over quantity. I think it's better to have a few works that you think are really stellar than a lot of works that are kind of iffy. One tip that I have for aspiring artist designers is to be observant of the world around you. There are fantastic things happening all the time, and being aware of those things, writing them down, taking photos, documenting them in the sketchbook is a wonderful way to be inspired by the things that you encounter every day. Another tip that I would have is to be curious. Ask questions as you have them, and don't worry about if the question is dumb. Ask the question anyway. Spend time with other artists, designers, curators, people that you admire and whose work you admire, and ask them questions that you have. So if you're looking to find other artists, designers, curators, other people working in a creative field, go to local art openings, go to theatrical productions, go to dance recitals. That's a really exciting thing. Tell people that you're making art. One of the most valuable things that we can do to get to know other creative people is to tell people about what you're doing. Lots of things still happen by word of mouth, and lots of things happen online. If you tell people that you're really interested in being a designer, someone else may know someone else who knows someone else who knows a designer that they can put you in touch with. So I would say, if possible, be present. Show up to things. Ask questions. There are always going to be concerts and art openings and recitals happening everywhere, and find them and go to them. Another tip that I have for artists and designers is to have patience. Don't expect to be great at everything you do immediately. It takes time to try things and to perfect things and to practice things. So if you try a new technique or a new medium or a new way of working and it isn't perfect immediately, don't stress about it. Try again and have patience with yourself. Every artist and designer that you admire has made a lot of bad art and made a lot of mistakes en route to making something that they're really proud of. So don't give up.